episode of NBA Central Previewed Prediction Show. Tonight we have another two-game night in the NBA, which I guess is cool. It's the Final Four, so pretty sure most people are going to be locked into that. But y'all already know over here on NBA Central, we try to give you guys previews every day. And tonight you have the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Miami Heat, and you also have the New Orleans Pelicans taking on the LA Clippers. So we're going to talk about those two music.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, we are back. We are back to NBA Central. Game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat. It's a huge game. Huge playoff. All right, my apologies, guys. At work right now, and the interview is kind of chatty, but we ain't go talking about tonight's games. But so yeah, like I was saying. All right, I'm probably gonna leave this alone. Or my internet is keeping me to you guys later this afternoon. But if I can, we are talking about the Dallas Mavericks versus the Miami Heat. As much to talk about with Dallas, Kyrie and Luka, they haven't really been coexisting properly. Maybe Jason Kidd hasn't kind of figured out how to use these guys properly to get W's. But what's happening with the Dallas Mavericks right now is pretty sad. You kind of expected them to be better than 37 and 40 right now outside of the playoffs. They are not in the playoffs right now. So they need this W tonight in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. So you guys let us know down below what you think the Dallas Mavericks need to do to finish the season strong and make it obviously into the playoffs. Tonight, their fights facing the Miami make it into the playoffs. And the Lakers as well. But as we all know, at this point in the season, anything can happen. All you need on a 2-game, 3-game winning streak, and it can reverse. Or you can go on a 2 streak, and it'll reverse your fortunes in a negative way. You can fall out of the playoffs or play your way into the playoffs, especially in the Western Conference. So, who do I have winning tonight? Game versus the Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat. So Dallas in their last 10, everybody knows they've been shooting 3 games. They've only won 3 games. And while on the other side, Miami has, playing mediocre basketball as well. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and they've only won 5 out of their last 10. This game. Dallas right there back into the play-in situation. If that Covington went off, he got a lot of points as well. So LA is playing their best basketball right now, and that's good for them. They're playing really good basketball right now, and that's good for them going into the playoffs because it's most likely that they're going to face in the first round, whether they're the home team with the 4 seed or the away team at the 5 seed. But the Pelicans are right there behind those guys. And if the Pelicans beat the Clippers tonight, they'll jump to 40-38 and push the Clippers down to 41-38. So they'll have the same amount of losses, and the Pelicans will have one more game to play as well. So we're looking at a situation where if the Pelicans keep playing well and they get his win tonight, it's going to shake things up in the West once again. And if you guys have been paying attention to these standings, man, the Western Conference is pretty much shaking up every single day. Now, the Clippers, on the other hand, they win this game, they go into a virtual tie in the win column versus with the Phoenix Suns. And, they're trying to flip position and get home court from those guys. So, the Pelicans are trying to jump above the Lakers and then be State and the Clippers for that 5-6 spot, and maybe even push to get into the 4th spot if they can go on a longer winning streak versus and take the Phoenix Suns position. So they're on a 1-game winning streak, but they've won 7 out of 11, and nobody could have predicted the New Orleans Pelicans playing as well as they've been playing without Zion, fighting through injuries, so on and so forth, falling from first place in the West all the way down to out of the playoffs to playing themselves back into the play-in, but in a position to actually make it to the playoffs and not have to play the play-in. So shout out to the Pelicans. Who do I have tonight? With the Pelicans versus the Clippers? That's going to be a tough one, man. The Pelicans are at home. Brandon Ingram is balling out. Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Pelicans, and again, it's only because I want to see the chaos. Not saying that the Clippers are a pushover, but I want to see all the pressure that comes along with the Pelicans winning this game and then putting themselves ahead of the Lakers and then right behind Golden State and the Clippers. That's going to be fun to watch this next week. Next week, Sunday, is the last day of the NBA, and I'm anticipating all types of chaos, all types of murkiness at the end of it. It's going to be teams that are tied and teams that are going to have tiebreakers and so on and so forth. It's going to come down to that. It's going to be more than one team with the same record, especially in the Western Conference. So we're going to see what we got. But tonight, I'm going with the New Orleans Pelicans over the Clippers, and I'm going with the Dallas Mavericks over the Miami Heat. Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think is going to happen tonight in the NBA. And also let us know what's going to happen in the Final Four. Who y'all got? Holla at your boy. I'm your host, Big Bro. This is the NBA Central NBA preview for tonight's games. It's a like, follow, share. Of course, holler at us on our other channels, Central, Chicago Cubs, and White Sox Central. That's one channel. Come follow us. Come rock with the game. And, of course, the Shop Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. We're going to holler at y'all later on. After the Cubs and White Sox game, you can definitely find us posting on YouTube as well. We're going to holler at y'all. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the #1 place for your basketball fix, NBA Central.